What's up, everybody? This week we're going to give you an exclusive of what happened over the weekend, and this week we focus on one thing on this edition of the show, and that is the FIAFA. I bet you know all of the crazy stuff that was said about FIAFA after the event came and passed on social media, not during the event. So this year's FIAFA, just for the reminder, the full meaning of FIAFA is Fredash International Annual Fashion Avenue, and not a word as everybody thinks. FIAFA is not an award show. This event, which has been holding for about 8 years now, this was the 8th year of FIAFA ever since it came on. This show has been running in DOuala for the number of years that it's been running. This was the first time FIAFA was going to DOuala, okay? The first time in a relatively smaller hall. When I'm talking about a relatively smaller hall, I don't mean that the hall they used was small. Of course, this wasn't the hall they were used to, yeah? Just for the record, I want to give some accolades to the team and organizers, okay? This was a new time in a new town. The expectations were intense and people were expecting a lot from it. First of all, I want to give accolades to the CEO of FIAFA, Fredash, for keeping this fashion show running for all of this time. 8 years, that's a lot of time. He deserves some accolades and clap for keeping this show going, irrespective of the thick and thin, all of the ups and downs, all of the criticism that he received. He still kept this going. I mean, with his team behind him, of course. It's amazing how he has kept this going. But looking at what happened in DOuala and how things turned around, I want to outline some things that happened at this show. First and foremost, like I said before, the most important thing is they pulled through with the show, irrespective of the fact that it was a new environment. The show came and pulled through. But there were lots and lots of complaints on social media. Just for the record, I want to focus on first things. Why is it that FIAFA 2019 didn't trend on social media? How is it possible there wasn't any available hashtag? Are Cameroonians not learning from our neighboring countries as far as entertainment is concerned? How is it that a big fashion event like this is going to come and pass and social media is going to be dormant about it? But when it's about the crazy stuff that happened or didn't go right, we're so fast to talk about it. I mean, why FIAFA was going on, nobody really talked about it. The pictures that went up were just laid back. People weren't really giving it that kind of attention on social media until when the event finished. Like, social media went crazy about it. Some rumors even came out about the CEO being arrested and all of that. But was that true? It wasn't. This is like one of our only really renowned fashion events in Cameroon. Everything happens about the music industry, the movie industry, the fashion industry is trying to gain grounds, is gaining grounds, and this particular fashion event has stood the test of time. How is it that up to now, Cameroonians don't know that they can make their own trend on social media? I know that at the beginning, before the show started, the FIAFA management put it on social media that they were going to be releasing professional pictures from this show in real time while the event went on, and lo and behold, unfortunately, I don't know what it was, this didn't happen. I mean, pictures from this event only showed up on social media. Professional pictures, of course, after 2 days of the event. I did not understand what exactly happened. Why did they say they were going to do this and didn't do it? One of the things that caught my attention during this show was the hall in question was really hot. I mean, the FIAFA came and the people that came for this show outnumbered the chairs in the hall. And the question I am asking is, the event organizers, was there any rule that said that when more people came than expected, they should stop the number of people coming in? The place was small because many more people came than expected, and they started bringing chairs from upstairs to add in the hall. I mean, this is a big fashion event, right? And just for the record, things were not right as far as the AC was concerned. The AC was down, the place was heated, not because the AC was off. The AC wasn't off, the AC was on. They're almost useless because you know how it is. When there are so many people in a place that outnumber power or capacity of the AC, suddenly stops. So the environment was kind of really hot. I mean, for the caliber of event that this was. One thing that caught my attention this year, which I give accolades to the team, was how this event was marketed. It was an amazing way to market the event. And of course, it showed in the number of people that showed up for this event. I've been attending FIAFA for quite a while, and this was like one of the most attended FIAFA events of all time. The crowd was insane. People came in numbers to support. All of the invited were present. Foreigners and people from different countries. I mean, it was actually really an international show. Something that the team has to take accolades for. People went on their Facebook platforms and saying stuff like the CEO was driving people out during the show. And I'm like, really? The CEO wasn't driving people. In fact, I actually wish they did, because the amount of people that were filling the hall and the number of chairs they kept adding to the hall just made the hall stuffy. I only wish he could actually actually drive people and say, please, we have had more that we can actually contain. You are late and we wish to have you next year. This will have allowed more comfort in the hall. But you know how it is. Money is always at the top of the game. So far as people could pay, they'll have chairs to sit in or get in, right? I think that our entertainment industry has to grow past money. This is showbiz. It's about the show and the business. But sometimes the show has to satisfy the people that are for the show so that the money can come in. Because when people are uncomfortable at their show, I don't know how it's going to look like in subsequent shows. We don't want to come. We don't want to subscribe. I mean, it was amazing that so many people attended, but I didn't feel like it was okay to keep leaving people coming and paying money and making the hall more stuffy just because they paid money. I mean, we need to grow past that. The number of designers that were present at this award show, over 20 designers to showcase what they have. Can you imagine that in that short time frame, watching people parade the whole time? The thing I am saying is this is an amazing platform that Fredash and his team have created, right, to showcase amazing designs and keep designers on the platform. So many designers went on social media to give accolades to him for a great job done. But at the same time, just like I said before, sometimes when we're exhibiting the show, there's supposed to be some level of professionalism at it, right? How will you put so many designers in the show at the time frame? Why am I saying this? Because one of the designers who was supposed to showcase her stuff went on social media the very next day after the event and wasn't happy, just like many others who didn't come out to say anything. I mean, this designer was Shasha. According to her post, she took so much time, worked on a couple of designs so that she could showcase at the FIAFA. I had to reach out to Shasha after I noticed that she was pissed on social media to find out her own side of the story. And Shasha said she was backstage trying to dress up her models, the same models that had tried on her designs before the event. And during that process, while she was dressing her models, she knew that she was number 10 on the list, but her position was switched to number 9. They didn't switch her position to number 11 to make her come later, but they switched her and brought her a little bit in front. So while she was busy trying to dress up the female models, her models were already going to the stage. And just for the record, she added the fact that backstage was so hot. I mean, the heat actually messed up her makeup. So while she was done dressing up these models, the other male models were already on stage. They are dressed up in such a way that she didn't approve of her design. Some of the models went on the stage bare feet, and her designs actually stated that these designs needed shoes to be on stage. So Shasha wasn't happy. She was totally disappointed. And to add salt to injury, Shasha didn't even make it to the stage. I mean, I wanted to find out more, like, how did the organizers take it? And she says all they told her was she couldn't go to the stage. She was late. Really? I mean, why was there a haste? Why can the event organizers not drop down the number of people who need to present at every event? I mean, these are some of the things that just went crazy. I actually got in touch with the organizers through his live session on Facebook. During the session, the boss stated the fact that this felt like he was organizing an event for the first time because it was crazy. He stated the fact that while in DOuala and using the hall, those who had this hall acted like they wanted to dupe him or rip him off his money because they came and kept asking him money, add money for this. Fredash also made mention of the fact that during the session, he actually had to rent generators because they told him he can't use electricity again. And I'm like, really? How is it possible that you're going to rent a place for 900,000 francs a day and then you have to go pay for generator to power the place because the people don't want your event to sail through? Like, what is going on with our country and the people and the stakeholders, the very stakeholders that are supposed to be improving or trying to improve our entertainment industry are the very people that turn around to kill or melt our own simple efforts that we put in. It's crazy. And how he said it made me also see side with the fact that, okay, all of the craze happened at the FIAFA this year, but maybe this was stuff beyond the control of the organizers, because how is it possible they were restricted from almost everything? Selling drinks in the hall, that was already stated during the renting, yet the owner of this hall comes and says, no, you can't do that, yeah, you need to pay for this and that. They were literally paying for everything after paying 900,000 for same hall. Is this not sad? Is it not important that we try to support our own things, our own events? Most of the people who are in this hall were foreigners, and this could be a platform to showcase us to other platforms. But what kept going on? You want to think about all of the craze that happened at the FIAFA, then you listen to the side of the organizers, and then you notice that these were actually situations that were beyond their control. Having to spend more money, if they had to spend as much money that night, then why wouldn't they want to allow more people to keep flooding into the hall like they did? Because they were losing money that night than even making making it because the people they rented the hall from started bringing complications in the middle, even saying that they were not going to give them access to the AC because they didn't pay for electricity. Crazy. This is crazy. This year, the youngest designer award was given to an Ethiopian girl who is Cameroon based, of course. Her name is Milky Thomas. Milky Thomas was the person who received the award this year, and Milky Thomas is just 17. But the social media actually take it as such. So many people came online and were saying that this was proof that FIAFA is a scam, and I'm like, really? And that she didn't deserve the award, and I'm like, for real? What do you mean she didn't deserve the award? Some people said flowers were already prepared for her before the event even started, and I'm like, why not? Is it not outrightly clear? Milky Thomas wasn't awarded for the best designer. She was given a recognition as the youngest designer. Is age something that is argued? This was facts that she was well deserved. She was the youngest designer on this stage. Was there any other designer below 17? If there was, there would have been a case, but there wasn't any designer below 17.
It was really amazing. Actually, I did not expect it. It's just when I heard my name, I was in tears. I wanted to cry. Like, it's just like a dream come true. I participated for last year FIAFA, and I learned from what I learned what I was supposed to improve and arrange, and come up with a very great idea. So keep watching Karawa Media.
Why are Cameroonians always looking at something to point fingers at? FIAFA is not an award show. So what they were doing was recognizing her and trying to encourage her, because that's what the show is about. The show is about encouraging people. This is how the FIAFA went down this year. I mean, a lot of praise on social media, and just to clear the air, if FIAFA came all this while after 8 years of all of the craze, I don't think that it's going to end here. There's just going to be more and more FIAFA. You know how it is. We're always here to give you how we saw it. And if you loved our show and you enjoyed every bit of it, do not forget to follow us on our numerous social media platforms. And please, before leaving this place, do not forget to click that red button below, and do ring the bell so you receive the notifications immediately we post our next video, because you don't want to miss out. We're always here to give you what's hot and what's not. It's your boy Karawa.